Yo, yo, yo.
Hello,
How you doing?
I'm alright. That was a very hip 90s intro.
That's my thing now. I'm a hip 90s kid.
Yo, yo, yo.
What's it all about? I'm a Canadian.
Ah, no, you ruined it.
Why?
Nothing cool about. Well, Canadians are lovely, but they're not cool, are they?
They are,
They're not,
yeah.
I'm
They're like,
grossly generalising, but they're not cool people.
the
They're
tr-
nice.
the true Canadians are cool. Like the ones that go hunting bears and shit like that.
Bear hunting, you can't advocate that. That's no good.
Well,
Bear
it's
hunting.
needed sometimes, isn't it? They have an overpopulation at
What
times.
if we didn't have? If we didn't have bear hunters, the bear apocalypse would happen. Yeah.
I don't know what that is,
You
but it
know,
sounds crazy and
I
quite
like an
warm.
apocalypse. No, an apocalypse of bears. So the bears take over. It'd be like a zombie apocalypse for bears.
See, I took it the other way around, where all the bears just die.
No. I mean, like if we had James Hetfield is a bear. Bear.
He's a bear.
He's a bear hunter. He likes doing it. And it was really controversial. He's the lead singer of Metallica. This is current because they're in the news. They're right at the top. Their new, quite average album has hit the. I don't know. It's like number one in nearly 60 countries. Top of the charts. Blah 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 blah. Which is I mean, it's not great, but it's good to something. Metallica aren't even out there or even that different or heavy. I tell you what, yeah, but have you heard any of the new Metallica?
I have not. You'll be surprised to know.
You don't like Metallica's? Metallica's as mainstream as bloody. I don't know. Can't think of anything. Don't know anything mainstream. Drake. Well, maybe not as
That's sad,
mainstream
isn't
as
it?
that.
That's a sad
Well,
man.
I don't know. He's doing all.
He's doing all right. He's just quite, I don't know,
He's got. He
slow.
does.
He's
I don't know.
slow.
Yeah,
Everything he does
no
is
interest to me.
slow.
No interest to me, but each their own and fair play. But yeah, no, Metallica. What I was saying is, what was it, 2014? They were going to headline. They did headline Glastonbury, and we're like, no, because he likes posing next to dead bears in Russia. He'd go out to Russia to drink vodka and shoot bears.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it puts me off. He does it in you know, North America as well, and that's all a bit like endangered, and all the hippies. I don't know. I think it's a bit off-putting. He's a bit of a kind of like. I've never been totally okay
Thing is,
with Metallica. Go on.
It's not a case where you've got your bears and like they may be endangered in certain areas, kind of thing, because the population's struggling, but then they're thriving in other areas, and they need to maintain the numbers to protect other wildlife. Otherwise, they just literally kill it all off. So you get
Is it?
hunting tags. People pay for hunting tags.
Yeah.
So then they've got this tag. It'll either be you can shoot it or you can only use bow and arrow, kind of thing. So
Oh, bow and arrow. I'm fine with that. If you can kill a bear with a bow and
yeah.
arrow and a knife, fair play. You get that bear. You can eat it all you want. Do whatever you want. Post as many photos. But if you're using a freaking high-powered carbon fucking rifle,
then
you don't get that, and you're not unless you're eating it as well.
well, that's
If
the
you're gonna
thing.
kill a bear, eat it, and you should have to actually have to camp out in the wild and sleep in its corpse or something like that, like the old
Well, I don't know about that.
yeah,
But
to keep warm
majority
overnight.
of like hunters who are doing it right, they do that. They take everything they can get from the animal.
Oh, I don't know about all these dentists in America shooting like endangered tigers to make their balls feel big.
Ah, see that whole story. Do you know what happened after that story? Everyone stopped talking about it.
That Kay looked like a dick.
Yeah, he may have, but he paid a lot of money to go do that. And after that, I believe it was Zimbabwe. Okay, they had to just cull off because they used to say I think it's something like he'd paid 200,000. I think it was something like that. They could know that's a big part of their conservation effort is to have they've got the overpopulation of tigers, or I think it was actually a lion.
Oh shit!
They've got this overpopulation of them. They had to cull over 200 of them that they couldn't sell as tags because the internet kicked off thinking it's a horrible thing.
Well, I thought these were endangered lions in the first place.
Yeah, but you get endangered. But that's what I'm saying. You get overpopulation in certain areas. Some that are like encroaching on like humans, like farms, killing off their
Good, let
livestock,
'em.
things like
Let 'em.
that.
Let 'em.
Yeah, but then it doesn't work like that, does it? But that's a
Listen
huge
to
part.
hey,
People don't
listen
know
to
how
listen
big hunting is in
the
terms of
rich.
conservation.
Nah, listen to Martin defending the rich Americans who want to go shoot nice animals.
No, I'm just defending conservation. And it's a big part of
Oh,
it, man. Honestly, it's a big part of it.
maybe. I don't know. I'm not sold, but I'm not sold. I think just let them do. Let them be, mate.
Yeah, but then you're getting stories of rampant lions killing off African tribes.
Right.
Go on.
I did see, speaking briefly of Metallica, I did see this famous rock documentary called Some Kind of Monster, which is about them in like 2002, 2003, trying to record their biggest flop of an album, Saint Anger. But it's about they've got like this band in-house therapist who's there for like the 3-year process of them trying to record an album, and it's all their arguments and crazy shit like that. And all their like butting heads creatively, and then like Hetfield dealing with alcoholism, and then him having this going into rehab, and then being told by all these crazy restrictions that you can only work recording between 12 and 4, and it's all this like it's really fascinating and quite like an intense documentary about how this kind of massive band, the tiny little intricacies and interplays between these big personalities. And I still don't. The music's, I like my heavy music, but I've never been totally into that kind of like thrash metal. I don't know, Metallica, Anthrax, blah blah blah.
I can't relate to any of it.
Yeah, but everyone likes a bit of Metallica, like those really famous songs like Enter Sandman and Master of Puppets and that. They're all, they're catchy songs. They're basically just pop music, basically, but done in this very aggressive, fast style. The basis of it is all just easily consumable pop music. That's why they've done so well. That's why they're number one in the world at the moment.
I don't think I've ever sat down and listened to them.
Yeah, sit down and listen to them. I promise you.
Or stood up and ran.
No, but in passing, I'm telling you, you will have heard Enter Sandman. It's like, but probably the most famous hard rock metal song ever, if not one of.
Okay.
So it's good that something so heavy is at the top of the charts, but then, hey, it's Metallica and
The charts are... I hate the charts.
Yeah, they've got enough money as it is anyway, so screw them. Forget them. You hate the charts. What do you like then? How do you choose your music?
I'll just randomly find it and then I'll listen to it for a year solid. But
yeah, just like one song.
But the charts are just like they're so stupid. It's just the music labels telling everyone what to listen to, and they do.
No, it's true. I totally agree with you. Also, my worst thing is this homogenization of genre. So, like I say, okay, Metallica, love them, I'm like I say, not a big fan, but it's good that there's a band at number one who are metal, who are a genre of music, as opposed to this kind of sappy, undefined genre of whatever radio music is nowadays. Pop music or hip hop music isn't that or this or that. It's all this kind of, like I say, this kind of homogenized beige, squeaky clean, polished version of whatever genre these artists happen to be vaguely operating in. Like, I don't know. I can't tell you. I can listen to it. If say if in the car and the radio's on, I can listen to this kind of radio music. And I couldn't tell you what it is. It's got a bit of dubstep influence. It's got a bit of electro. It's got a bit of like boy band pop music influence. And it's got a bit of hip hop, rap, a bit of R&B. But it's all this kind of coalescence of genre. Just this undefined blob. I don't know. I can't tell you what popular music is. It's bizarre.
It's just shit noise that people buy because it's Kanye West.
Yeah, well, Kanye West. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a fucking idiot.
Yes.
Like a fucking idiot. But he's okay musically. I've never actually had a problem with him. He's always back when he did, Graduation.
Oh yeah, that was just great.
He's never
Just
not
great.
been. He's never not been an at least vaguely interesting musician. He's got a kind of style and a kind of musical integrity that I've never ever had an issue with. I think he's got, even like more recently, I think he's done songs that are not 100% for me, but I think are good songs within the context. But yeah, he as an individual is a nut job. What do you think of him going into hospital? What do you think of that?
He's gone to. I didn't know. Tell me more.
Wow, you've missed out on.
What's wrong with this gentleman?
He had a full fucking psychotic breakdown, inevitably.
When?
God, like last week, over the weekend.
I obviously don't follow any news to do with Kanye West.
Right, well, it was all over the place. I saw this, and he what was his other one? The College Dropout was that his first album, and Late Registration and Graduate.
Yeah.
Those three. Those
were some great stuff. Them skits in there, man.
There was another one in the middle, like Orchestration, something like that. Anyway, but his first 2, 3, 4, whatever albums were really good. Yeah, he halfway through a show on his American tour, his North American tour, his set ran short because he had a basically psychotic breakdown. Has been hospitalised. Is still in hospital after like a week, and he's had to cancel the rest of his tour because he's had a mental breakdown.
Oh shit!
I know, yeah, but come on, I don't know, And in the same, okay, I'm up to date because I had to do some reading up on popular culture for a possible job. But you seen Justin Bieber punched a fan as well?
I did not see that. How have I not? I've missed all of this.
That's quite a funny video as well.
Pop stories. Did he actually Did he injure this fan? Why did he punch a fan?
He's driving by in a car with his window open, like waving at all his guys, and I think it's Spain, a Spanish doing a tour in Europe. And this guy, this flamboyant Spanish kid, is like, he's like, biba, biba, biba. And he's like reaching out, and he reaches into the car, and he's like trying to touch his face and that. And the car, like he's holding on as the car's driving off.
Oh, wow.
And then you just see this fist come out of the car, hit him in the face, and come back in. And then the kid comes back over, and he's like bleeding, like he's bust his lip. And he's bleeding, and he's like, why did he punch me? Why did he punch me? I just wanted to touch his chest and his face.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for doing that, but it's still a stupid... Stop the car!
Yeah, it's... No, exactly. It's... I mean, it's stupid. And the kid's now, like, someone, obviously, some opportunist has jumped on and is suing...
of course, yeah.
Suing Bieber.
Have you been involved in an accident recently?
Yeah, obviously. But, I mean... Fair play, like, if, this guy's grabbing your face. Like, yeah, punch him, whatever. Like, I don't, but I don't know. I don't know quite where I stand on it. I'm kind of like, well, what do you expect to happen if you're grabbing someone's face as they're trying to drive off in a car?
I just wanted to touch his face.
He says that. It's literally, he's like, I just wanted to touch his body and his face. And it's like, is he meant to go, all right? Go ahead.
No, I'll give you 5 minutes. I'll look away.
5 minutes, go to town on my face.
And we'll slowly drive around in circles.
Yeah. But yeah, so, I think he's in the hospital. Mr. West is in the hospital.
Bieber's putting people in hospital.
Yeah, did you hear about the Green Day thing as well? Actually, things have happened this week, in the last week.
What was Green Day? What, the whole thing against Trump?
Yeah,
so I heard. Yeah. I read. I saw a headline of it. I didn't click.
So it went. They were at the AMA Awards.
Yeah.
And during their set, playing the new, one of the new singles from their new pretty rubbish album, unfortunately. Bang Bang. They break into the chant. They break into the chant. no Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA.
Wow.
And they go over that repeatedly, which is actually a riff on them. They admit to this, but 80s hardcore band MDC did it first. They did that chant first. Well, no KKK,
Trump?
fascist USA. No. They just added in the Trump.
Yeah, but that's been shouted out throughout all the rallies and stuff. I think.
No Trump, no KKK, no fascist.
Yeah, they didn't come up. They didn't come up with that.
Well, no, MDC did in the 80s.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, MDC.
Yeah. Million dead cops. That was like.
Wow, that's a lot of dead cops. Who's looking after the streets?
A million. No.
No, they're all dead. Who's?
Well, this was in the 80s, Reagan era, so it was all a bit heightened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
What about the no Trump?
Well, as in, I don't know. What do you think about an artist using their platform?
Well, that's kind of what it's there for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. Yeah, it's quite a big platform. The American, what is it? The Video Awards, Music Video Awards.
No, that's the VMAs. That's the VMAs.
What was
that's
this
MTV.
one? Music Awards.
The AMA. American Music Awards.
Okay, it's gonna get people listening to their album.
Yeah,
that is it.
This is the thing. Is it overly cynical to say they're just doing it for exposure? Because Green Day, I mean, fair play to them. They've always been, since American Idiot, they've always been like tried to be quite engaged in this kind of anarcho politics. Yeah. I don't think they've ever really been quite smart enough to be saying anything about it. They say they don't like it. They say Americans are all a bit stupid in American Idiot and stuff like that, and that there's a kind of pseudo-fascist agenda and blah, blah, blah. But they're not actually, they don't propose anything. They've never been quite smart enough to do that. They're just about on the ball enough to go, we don't like this. These people are bad. But it's nothing more elaborate than that. Never has been. But also then, for a band as big as that, well, maybe Green Day slightly less because they're, they kind of deal in controversy a bit since American Idiot and stuff. That's part of their image. But like their producers, their record label must be like, they must see it as splitting the audience down the middle, essentially.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
But I reckon the kind of audience they have already is more.
Yeah.
Pro whatever, no Trump.
Yeah.
They're all anti-Trump anyway. So they're just like reigniting people's love for them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're saying what we're saying. Let's check out their new album. Oh, shit.
Don't. Yeah, don't actually. I wanted to, there's been this kind of mini 90s pop punk revival this year with Blink-182's new album, Sum 41's new album, also shit. Apparently, I think Good Charlotte brought out a new album, and then Green Day. And Green Day, of all those bands, were by a mile the most influential, interesting, musically talented, so on and so forth. Music literate, like they're in the 90s. Green Day were a really good band with like Dookie, which was the kind of the breakout album from that subgenre in the 90s. That punk revival, that 90s punk revival, Dookie was unequivocally, still is a ridiculously good album. Loads of really kind of catchy pop sense, like with pop sensibility, they delivered this kind of more fast-paced, punky sound, and it absolutely broke out in a way that Nirvana did earlier in the decade and stuff like that. And it's still a really good album of kind of unapologetic pop music, and it's great. And it's still good. And then they did their couple albums later, they did Nimrod, which is still my favorite Green Day album, which ends with Time of Your Life, which is them being you know the one. Everyone knows the one. Yeah, you do, yeah?
Yeah, I think I know the one. Yeah.
The sappy one where they sing slowly. and it played on the last episode of Seinfeld.
Oh, I didn't see that. No.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Is it the same album with When September Ends?
No, that was American Idiot. That was in 2004. I'm talking 1997.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
But
I'd never heard of them by then.
Oh right, yeah. How old were you then?
I don't know, probably 20 something.
You are old, aren't you? Let's not bring it up. But yeah,
well, that was 9.
Their new album though is just squeaky clean production. They sound overly sincere. The lyrics are this kind of sappy, pseudo-emotional cringe, and it's all just. It was a slog to get through, and I've had to listen to it a few times. But yeah, it's a shame because I actually found Blink-182's most recent album was a refreshingly fun, and in the end, one of my most listened to albums of the year. But we'll talk about that in our review of the year next week.
But
yeah, so Green Day's album is pretty crap. There's this he's pushing that, you know, that kind of whiny American.
Yeah, I hate all of that.
When you I don't, but when
Liam
you do
loves it.
Yeah, he does.
Our good friend Liam.
He just name checks someone that. Yeah, he does. I do as well. That you know, yeah. But he does that. Billy Joe Armstrong, the singer and songwriter, he does that to such an extent. These kind of vocal inflections that are just really irritating and grind on you. And again, he thinks he's doing something much bigger than he is, like Revolution Radio, which granted is quite a pop like catchy song, and which is the title track of the album. It's just nonsense, and like just nonsense. Like it's just, yeah, he's saying like we need a revolution. It's like, but what form does this revolution come in? Like what are you proposing? I don't know. It's all just
Green Day.
A green day, a green new day.
That's all I've got.
Yeah, no, it's all a bit. But yeah, they did that though. Yeah, what do you think? Do you think music should engage on a kind of social, political level, or do you think it should just be a bastion for everyone?
There's always going to be that one band, that one person that is. They use what's going on in the world to get themselves followers.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a good platform for them. And it's not like for me, I don't know, actually. I say for me, I have no idea. I'm not a musician, and I don't care for it. But
you're not?
No, I'm not. I don't know if you've noticed this yet.
I thought your music career was off. It was lit.
I sing well on my own. It sounds good in my head.
Yeah, in the shower.
I don't do that in the shower, really.
I never have as well. You know, that's that weird cliche of people singing in the shower.
Yeah.
Done it.
Yeah, no, it's just so noisy in the shower.
Well, I'm too busy, you know.
Yeah. You not do both at the same time?
What, sing and masturbate?
I thought you were talking about fingering your bum.
Oh, right, well. Is that not a form of masturbation?
In a way?
We've divulged.
Slightly.
Let's move on. Carry on. What were you saying?
There's always going to be that one band that is going to use what's going on around them as a platform, as the kindling to their flame of success.
Yeah, no, for sure. And
you're never going to stop it. Never, ever.
You're never going to stop.
No. But someone's got to do it. Let them do it. Let them fail.
Yeah.
Let them
well, we're not going to fail. They're going to do well. Like, I think the album has done well. And Green Day's Green Day. They're going to plod along. They're going to do all right.
Yeah.
Same as Kanye West is going to come out of hospital.
See, that's one thing he's good at. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves he releases a track the day he comes out of hospital.
Something like that. Yeah, it's hard not to see it all incredibly cynically and like there's, you know, like it's hard not to think it's all part of a bigger press stunt. Or
he's the king of the press, the whole press stunts, isn't he? There, Kanye.
What is that? Is he? What does he do?
Well, what was the whole thing he did about? He did that whole Twitter rant about. I can't even remember what it was about. He basically did a Twitter rant. Unless I'm just getting this completely wrong. He did like a giant Twitter rant about something with someone, I say, and it was all around his new album releasing.
Oh, right.
It was on that terms. I've probably got it completely wrong.
I remember when he this is my one thing I really take issue with him, actually. Do you remember? Not because of what he did.
Wife.
No, I don't give a shit about that. She can get fucked as many times as she wants on video. Don't bother me. It's when he. So this was years ago, bloody years ago now. But when he went up on the. This was at the Music Video Awards, and he took the thing off, the microphone off Swiftie, off Taylor Swift, who'd won.
Was not Swift enough.
Was not, yeah. Who'd won best music video, and he's like, yeah, Taylor, your music's all good and that, but like, what's her name? Beyonce's music video was the best video, one of the best videos ever, and she should have won. And then like Swiftie was crying, and everyone was all upset about that. Well, I don't give a shit about Taylor Swift or any of them in that situation. My only thing was he was defending the video for Single Ladies, which is the most heinous, hateable video I've ever seen in my life. The black and white Beyonce and two other dancers just going, single ladies, single ladies, single ladies. Oh, God, constantly. I hate it. I hate it so much.
How can you say it's a good video?
It's awful. It's just three women dancing in black and white for like 4 minutes. Like, and the dancers are, oh, God.
They're not wearing practical shoes or clothing.
They're in a kind of weird camel toe leotard. I hate it. I hated that. So fine, whatever. Be a douche and crash the stage and take it off because you don't agree with what won. But don't advocate such a shit video.
Yeah.
Like, it was awful. What world is he living in? He just does
it. World. Beyonce is like one of his friends.
But are they it now? Because isn't there something?
I don't know.
We're way out of our depth. We are out of our depth.
I'm out of my depth every day, but.
Talking about
Kanye and Beyonce's relationship.
And
yeah, they hate each other, man.
No, this is how.
I heard he slept with Jay-Z, and she's so angry.
Yeah, he took.
Yeah.
There we go. I said it now. But this is how we get the listenership. We got to talk about Kanye West.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that what he says, or is that?
I don't know. That's what Jay-Z says, doesn't he?
Does he? Is that your Jay-Z? I don't know.
I think I've lost control.
You've lost me.
I've lost control.
I'm threatening to walk out.
You don't need to go anywhere. Don't leave me.
That would be a bizarre, surrealist podcast if it was just you on your own.
That's a thing. I don't know someone. I've heard of someone that does that.
Yeah.
Never listened to it.
No, I wouldn't.
He just rants. Apparently, I think it's a thing. People do that. I might do it one day. Just look out for it.
God, it'd be bizarre. Yeah,
it wouldn't be
sure.
that exciting.
You do what you want, mate.
Yeah, I'll do it one day. I'll do it and just play it to myself. That's it.
He's had good songs. You know, while you were just gabbling,
Yeah.
I've been looking at Kanye West's like listings. I even liked when he had like Heartless was good back in the day. Love Lockdown was good. That was in I was on the telly.
Mama.
Don't worry. What was that?
Hey, mama.
Sure. And then he had like Power. Power was
Adam
good.
Levine, I think his name is.
Oh, the guy from Maroon 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maroon 5 was a band that people seem to really like, and I never liked them. Never listened to them.
They're catchy. I'd never buy or spend money towards them.
I liked, obviously, when that song, but they recently seem to have become more poppy. They did that song with Christina Aguilera, which was obviously really catchy.
They do that Mick Jagger one as well. Is that
the
same song?
Yeah, that's the one with Christina Aguilera.
That's horrible.
I mean, it is, but when it came out, you were kind of like, ooh.
It's the kind of song where I hear it, I'm like, even if it's kind of catchy, I'm like, I want to hate it.
Yeah.
I just want to refuse to not listen to that.
That came out while I was going through a little phase of liking Capital. Well, yeah, I don't know if I was being kind of ironic in a way like 17-year-olds think is cool.
Yeah.
but I was going through a kind of like, I actually really like Rihanna phase,
Oh dear.
which I do, and still do. Is that Rihanna?
Yeah.
You've got to step it up on these impersonations.
What? It's a good impersonation.
I wouldn't have been able to tell that as Rihanna,
He
nor would I.
mumbles the word work over and over again.
Oh yeah, I haven't really listened to that. I don't know that stuff as much. I just liked all her like Good Girl Gone Bad and the other one and the other one. You know, all her good stuff.
Yes, I get all them. Yeah. She did do one good song where she's in a bath singing. It's quite like a emotional one.
Diamonds.
No, that's definitely not it. It's called like Stay or something. I think it's called Stay.
Stay. Yeah. I didn't like Stay as much, to be fair. But yeah, no, I get you.
I like the ones you can cry at. You get a good cry going on.
Yeah?
Yeah. It reminds me of bath time.
Crying
you just want to stay in the bath, you know?
Yeah. Is that what she was singing about?
I think that's what it's all about. She just doesn't want to get out, but everyone's like, come on, get out, it's cold.
Yeah, you're sat in it until it's cold.
You've used up all the hot water and it's cold.
Yeah, you're spilling water on the floor.
You're not
flailing like a dolphin in a bar. No, but she had loads of good stuff. Yeah, Umbrella was all right, but I mean, like, she had Don't Stop the Music, Shut Up and Drive.
No.
My favourite was Sell Me Candy.
Well, what's the one she did, All of the Lights, with Kanye West? That was a good song.
All right. Yeah, that was all right. What did she have? Loud was good. Which was the one with The Only Girl in the World? I think it might have been that one. Yeah, Only Girl in the World was amazing.
It's called that.
Oh.
Sounds great.
Oh God, I'm there now. I'm in the music video. Do you remember the music video was all pink and flowers, and like the world was like pink flowers?
I don't, but it has reminded me of that Eminem song.
I Love the Way You Lie.
Purple Pills.
Love the Way You Lie.
No, I'm thinking of the Purple Pills or the Hills. What was it called?
You've lost me. The one with Eminem with Rihanna. This is two.
Oh, Love the Way You Lie. That is a good song. That is great. But that's got Eminem in, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all, look at us talking about pop music like we understand it, which we don't in this. It's good, though. It's all right, you know. I've always been a bit more weird. You know. So what do you listen to day to day? Say you're commuting. What do you listen to?
I listen to podcasts.
Is that it?
This podcast on repeat.
Yeah, me too. We're the only two listeners. Thriving listenership of ourselves.
No, I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, I've always thought I've only seen like interviews with him. I always thought he seemed like a bit of an arsehole.
He's a good guy. He's got some really interesting guests.
Yeah.
The last one, I forgot the guy's name, but he had a gentleman on, and they're talking about I can't even remember. Give me a second, I'll look it up.
That's awful. That is the kind of immersion-breaking antics that I won't stand for.
What oh God, I'm now playing it. Careful.
So you don't listen to...
A clinical psychologist, and they're talking about, pro-gender nouns and all this, like, what people want to be called. There's this whole thing in America, especially, like, the university scene of, like, wanting to be called, like, a Zim, and they're not going for this whole, like, him and her kind of thing.
They want to be gender fluid.
Yeah, I want to be known as this, and from now on, you should call me this.
Yeah.
They go on about this whole, like, there was this, it's like Massachusetts or somewhere, this all girls university, and one of the people running for the, like, class presidency has decides I want to be known as a man, okay, so changes their name, whatever, wins, but then they basically vote her out or him out because the white man is taking over. And it's everything they're against.
Very good.
It's shit like that, and it's just bonkers shit. But it's happening all over America and Canada and probably a bit here actually.
Yeah, I have heard of something around here. It was actually I think that's whatever. Each their own. If you want to do it. It sounds a bit like saying the terminology, I think, is what's we're as the uninitiated, is what we find quite silly and stuffy, easy
Yeah.
to turn those up to. Because if someone says, I'm gender fluid, you go, fuck off, grow up,
You?
and and straighten yourself out. Oh, not straighten, because that sounds a little homophobic. Straighten or bend yourself out, however you want to do it.
Stop being ridiculous.
But, like, however you choose to identify yourself, that's fine. Just don't sound like a prick about it.
Yeah, and there's this whole thing about, like, marginalising anyone that doesn't believe what you believe, which is just stupid and slightly contradictory.
We're breaking down barriers. So.
We are breaking all the barriers down. But hey, do you know what did happen and what I did not do?
Let's go. Sorry, you just...
You got me thinking about America, and they love this Black Friday, and now apparently we do it. And
no, we don't. We don't.
Some do.
No, we don't do it.
I don't personally. It's not a thing.
Some shops go, whatever. Give them an extra 10% off over the weekend. That's not Black Friday.
Some shops do it, man. It's a thing.
Not like in America, though. Not like, surely.
Oh no, maybe it's because I don't know. I say majority of the English aren't as stupid, but they are.
They fucking are. No, I'm pretty sure in America they do have, like, you'll get a TV for, like, I don't know, 70% off or something, 80% off, stuff like that.
That happens. You go on a website and you look at their clearance. That's kind of happening all the way through the year.
It's awful, isn't it? And every year you get those videos coming out
of just idiots climbing over each other. I need this bag.
And a lot of people fighting.
For me, they know exactly where the item is. It's like they're all given like a map before, like the night before, and they're like, okay, here's your map. This is where things are on the map. Pick your location where you want to be and go for it. Because they run in and they just grab this bag as they're like, that's the one. I knew it was there and I was fast. But are they just grabbing shit for the sake of getting a sale? And they're like, I got a sale today. What'd you get?
Yeah, I think
fucking loads of out-of-date bacon. But it was on sale.
Do they do it on food?
I don't know, probably.
Food, that'd be like...
Just black pudding. That's it, black pudding.
I love black pudding.
I don't. That's weird.
Oh, you've put it in my head now.
Don't put things in your head.
I want to put some black pudding in my head.
In your head. In your mouth, head, face.
In my head hole.
In your head hole. Your biggest head hole.
Yeah?
Yeah. It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, Black Friday, especially in England, like, shut up. If you know, it doesn't exist.
We try and take these things, like, I heard someone, like, I don't know if their friends are American or whatever, but having, like, Thanksgiving, like...
You'd think they've got to be...
You've got to have some, or you just
American.
literally just want to have a nice meal, which is okay, but don't call it Thanksgiving. Just say you have.
No, but Thanksgiving is directly related, like, geographically and historically to America.
Yes, I know.
Not like something that an English person could celebrate and it makes sense in any way. It just wouldn't make sense, would it?
I still like the whole thing about Thanksgiving. It's strange.
What do you like about it?
Oh, nothing really.
Oh, I'm thankful that I took this land from an indigenous people.
Yes, I'm so thankful we did that.
Yeah, it's served us pretty well, hasn't it?
It's such a crazy thing.
Yeah, what do you think about how the Native American population celebrate Thanksgiving? They just burn an effigy of a settler. Yeah.
I don't really know what to say or enough to know to say about it. I just know it's just a crazy only American kind of thing they can do. And
they just eat a turkey. Sorry, tangent again.
Dry.
Christmas. Rubbish
so
meat.
Dry.
There's a reason we eat it once a year.
There's some dry meat. Can't I just have a juicy chicken?
Yeah, dry, flavourless, boring. Give me any. Even chicken's a bit boring. Give me freaking, I don't know, a duck, partridge, pheasant, anything else.
They do cook them all weird ways though, don't they?
I don't know. Do they?
They don't just. I don't think they just like stick it in the oven and let it do its thing. They like stick it in these like vacuums of Coke and beer and like
Oh
then
yeah,
batter
yeah.
it
No,
and stuff like that.
I've worked around a kitchen before, and you do see they do it with big ham joints and stuff. Leave it in Coke overnight and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's that kind of
So,
thing.
yeah.
I don't know what it tastes like. Maybe it makes it taste a bit better than dried flesh.
I mean, but just get a more naturally tasty succulent meat.
Like bear.
Ah, it's comical. I don't know. Bear. Leave the bears alone, man.
Some
They're not
deserve
doing
to
anyone
die.
harm. If you're going out into Siberia or wherever, the sticks of Russia to shoot bears, then you're a dick.
Did you ever see that video of that dude cycling along this path?
And
he looks back and this bear starts chasing him.
I think you're a little. Are you not talking about the snowboarder?
No, I'm on about a cyclist.
All right.
He's just going along this path, and he hears a noise. He looks back, and this bear just comes behind and starts chasing him, and he just shits himself. And he slowly gets away from the bear until he comes along a log, and he just jumps off his bike and hides behind like these bushes.
Right, there's a similar video of, and I'm pretty sure it's fake. I'm sure it's CGI tinkery. But it's like this dude just with his GoPro facing him, and he's just cruising around snowboarding on his own, like off piste. And then you just in the background of this GoPro video, you just see a bear who starts running towards him, looking really angry, and he still didn't realise he's just snowboarding around, and there's this bear just coming up. And it came round, and I thought it was real the first time I saw it, but I'm pretty sure it's fake. Like I think everything on the internet is. I've become so doubtful
of everything. You
kind of have everything I see on the internet. Like literally, if someone goes, "Oh, look at this!" Like, "Oh, look at this video," and I go, I'm just in my head, I'm like, "It's fake." Whatever it is.
This is fake. This is not a real puppy.
Yeah. A puppy didn't really catch that ball, It's like, there's this whole whatever the craze is of throwing things behind you and then them going in a bin or in a basket hoop or flicking the bottles and then landing up like straight. I'm sure some of them might be real, loads of them are fake, but every time I see any of them, I look at it just and go, it's fake. Even if it's just one guy throwing one bottle on a table.
In my head, don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. There's nothing for me.
For these crazes like this.
No, there's absolutely zero.
That whole mannequin one going on at the moment.
Yeah, they're rubbish as well.
Where someone did one, it's like the best one yet, and it's some dogs. But the dogs are moving. They're not mannequins. They're just dogs standing.
Yeah.
And you've dressed them so they hate themselves.
Yeah.
It's like you've got a human, you've stripped them and just said, stand there. And they're like, no, it's cold. It's exactly like that.
It is. It's not like that.
It's exactly like it.
It's a bit like that.
Or you've got like a tortoise and took his shell off him and like, live. He's like, I'm dying. It's exactly like that.
Yeah, it's weird. I've got a joke for you though.
Go on.
All right. Now, I thought I came up with this.
Right.
But I might not have.
Go ahead.
So what did the leper, someone with leprosy?
Yeah.
What did the leper say to the prostitute?
I don't know. What did the leper say to the prostitute?
Keep the tip.
I've never heard it before.
Well, see, there are leper jokes involving like, do you need a hand or something like that. But I don't think I've heard it before. And then I tested it out to about a dozen or so people, and everyone was like, no, I haven't heard it before. So I was, in my head, I was like,
did anyone say it was a good joke, though?
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, right, they did. Well, okay, right.
There was one girl who didn't get it, but and then I was like, who didn't laugh, and I was like, do you not get it? And she was like, yeah, no, I do get it. And I was like, you clearly fucking don't. You're just an idiot. Like,
you're stupid.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. Doesn't know what happens to lepers. Or what a tip is. But then I did say it to someone else who answered it with "keep the tip," and I was like, "Fuck off! Have you heard it?" And they're like, "No, I don't think so. It just seems like the kind of
Answer.
obvious joke." So I don't know. I think it might.
Maybe it's just. I don't think it's a very good joke.
I
However, here's a
I
good
disagree.
joke. You ready for my joke? This is the only joke I've got, really.
Go on.
And sometimes I say it wrong, so just give me a second.
Go on.
Why did the baker have smelly hands?
I don't know. Why
He
did the baker have smelly hands?
Well, he needed a poo. You're supposed to laugh right now.
I don't know how.
Do you get it?
No.
A baker, they need bread, don't they? They need it.
He needed a poo.
He fell off his chair.
He needed Is that? Yeah.
He squished it in his fingers.
Ah.
So his hands smell.
Hmm.
Fantastic. Moving on, did you hear about the woman that jumped out of the plane after it landed?
No, what is this? Go on.
So, I'm just looking
I'm glad
at...
we could move on from that.
So, her plane landed, okay? This is somewhere in America, of course. The plane landed, and she... To wait for them to dock, let's say dock, to the terminal, she couldn't wait, so she opened the emergency door and jumped out.
Maybe she needed a poo.
Maybe. But then she it's not like she got away any quick. She had to be treated for minor injuries. Or non-life-threatening injuries, if they put it.
They probably weren't happy with
I
her
think she
either.
broke her ankles. See you guys, I gotta go. My ankles!
How did she do it?
Just opened the door and jumped out.
But like, I don't know.
She's stupid.
Yeah, that sounds bizarre.
It's a special kind of person.
Well, special kind of stupid.
Stupid indeed.
It's like your day can't go by without us being amazed or reminded of the stupidity of man.
Wow. There's always going to be stupid people doing stupid things for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
Talking of stupid people and stupid things, you are learning to drive, I hear.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
You've been, let's just fill the people in. You have been a motorcyclist for how many years?
I learnt to ride a motorbike a few years ago. Well, I mean, like, I got my first motorbike a couple of years ago, about 2 years ago. And I really like that, maybe a bit more than that. I sold it in the last year to be able to go abroad. And now I want another one. But in the meantime, I am planning on going away again at the end of, in 2017. And maybe for a while. Spend some time in Australia and or New Zealand, and it would be useful to know how to drive there. So I am learning to drive, and I can do it. I find that actually driving's a bit easier than I thought it was.
And it's chilled out, isn't it? It's so chilled.
Well, my thing is, I've kind of got my head around the road. I don't worry about a road anymore, obviously, because I've been driving on the road for a while. So I'm comfortable on the road.
Doing roundabouts. You can do a roundabout confidently.
Do all that. Like, I have no issue with...
What's a roundabout? What do I do?
Yeah, or where I stand on the road, or what the rules are, or what I'm meant to do, blah, 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 blah. It's just, get my hand around it, using my left foot as opposed to my left hand for the clutch, and then the gears on your left hand.
Why don't you try doing it that way around?
Yeah, drive upside down. Might be easy. No, so I can do it. It's just I find it all a bit annoying and a bit like you've got to go through it all, and there's lots of little fannying around and loads of little bits and bobs. But I'm doing it again today, and we'll see how it goes. I'm about 5, 6 lessons in, something like that. And like I say, I found it relatively easy. I've progressed quite quickly.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of driving a car. Get me a bike.
I've never had a bike in terms of on the road, but long distance trips, I imagine it's a bit more. It's just easier in a car. You can chill out a bit more.
Of course.
Yeah, you can carry more things.
Put my CDs on, sure, but there's something about being on a bike is a more kind of engaging way of moving, because how you're controlling it and turning it and moving it is obviously you've got the engine and you've got steering, but you're using your weight and your balance, and you have to be as much, sounds super wanky, but as much one with the bike, whereas the car, you don't have to be one with the car, you're just in a shell. You're in a shell.
You're in a shell and you're staring at it. And there's some. I witnessed a car crash the other day.
Yeah?
It was so dramatic. Okay, I'm going to put this in your head. We're sat at the traffic lights, okay?
Yeah.
There's the left lane. The left lane has the option of going left, but also straight on, okay?
Yeah.
And we are in the lane across, okay? And we're behind a few cars, and that lane can only go straight on.
Yeah.
All right, so the lights go to green, okay? The two cars at the front take off. They leave, okay? And then the car in the second lane, let's call that what? It was a white car. And the one in the first lane is a red car. We'll go white and red, okay?
Yeah.
They both take off. And white just steers into red.
Why?
I have no idea. As though she had no idea that red had the option of going left and forward. She just white thought that red could only go left. So she just turns into him. And the bodywork flexed. Everyone went, ooh.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Did they get angry?
I didn't stay around long enough to see. It was a fairly attractive girl and a normal-looking boy. Imagine things happened, and he forgave.
Yeah. Do you think they're together now?
I think romantically, yes. Like intellectually, probably not. She probably just ignores him.
Right, interesting. An interesting conceit. And it does highlight the dangers of the road, eh?
The road, it is dangerous. People like to be dangerous, don't they? They don't think about their actions. Not this situation, but just in general, people's situation. I
think that's more down to negligence than them wanting to be dangerous. They're just a bit stupid.
They get caught up in the situation. They don't think about things.
Yeah.
Right. Have you got anything else to say?
Yeah, I'll tell you about Black Hat.
Black Cat. I don't care about cats.
Black Hat.
Black Hats.
Black Hat.
What the fuck are they called?
Black Hat.
Black Hat.
Yes.
You wear a hat and it's black.
Well, it's more of a pseudonym. It's more of a name for hackers. Black Hat hackers.
Okay, that made sense. Go ahead. Who are the Black Hats?
It's a Michael Mann film. It came out probably 2 years ago, mate. No, probably 2015 now. Maybe even 2014. Time's draining away like sand. But Michael Mann is the aptly named best director of Mann films. So he did Heat and Collateral and Public Enemies and further back Manhunter and Thief, and he's just this he created Miami Vice back in the day, and then he redid the version of Miami Vice which was quite weak with Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell, but he does muscular, well-mounted, intense man films about men, action films and so on, but he does them with a kind of style, integrity and intelligence that you just don't often see in that kind of punchy mainstream Hollywood action filmmaking.
Okay.
And his film came out a couple of years ago called Black Hat with Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth.
Thor, it must be good.
Well, yeah. I know. I think it is, but it got pretty much. There is a massive conceit of
massive
Chris
man.
Hemsworth.
You were going to say.
Chris Hemsworth plays the Black Hat hacker of the title. Basically, there's this cyber terrorist who's taking out fuel reactors in China, and he's got this big, very complicated plan to upset the iron mining economy in Malaysia, so he can he's doing all this cyber terrorism.
Yeah.
Okay, to line his pockets. So the FBI and the Chinese government have to come together, and there's obviously the conceit of there's only one man that can help us in this situation, and he's in high security prison. He's a hacker called Hathaway.
Okay.
Yeah. And so this hacker, I don't know what you know about hackers, but hackers,
loads.
Yeah, well, we tend to think of them as kind of like fat, slightly socially.
No, man, they all look like Greek gods.
Oh, they do. And do you mean Norse gods? But whatever. By
Norse gods.
Either way, yeah. No, it turns out hackers don't look like kind of shy social recluses, spotty and ignored at school and a bit weird. They look like Chris Hemsworth, who we're introduced early on to doing push-ups, like handstand push-ups up against the wall. And it's like, I imagine that's how all hackers spend their prison time.
That's how they get good at coding.
I want to know how he gets good at knife fighting as well, because he does a bit of that. Man. Yeah, he's okay. So you've got to look past the fact that because it's a big Hollywood film, it's got to have a very attractive. He's had a chest wax, and he's very permed and pretty, and he's been working out like no tomorrow in prison because Jesus Christ is he buff.
There is a line. Big old boy with big old arms.
Yeah, there's a line in it where he's also there is this kind of gratuitous. You can't be in a scene without having the top 3 buttons of his shirt undone.
That's his style, though, man. He's got to breathe.
He is. He's got to let that wax.
It's like a fast car. It needs that oxygen.
Yeah, and so if you can get by the conceit, obviously this hacker, this super hacker, has got to look like Chris Hemsworth. Like I say, there is a passing throwaway line of him saying basically about how like being as he's an ex-MIT student, all this kind of prodigy kid, and he says you've got to train like your mind as well as the body, and he's like, all right, that's why you're so massive then. But this film got pretty much panned across the board when it came out for being boring or silly or this or that. And in a way it is. But when it gets down to it and it gets all the cylinders firing, it is that kind of robust, manly action film that has a genuine and it's a good watch. It's intense, it's smart, it looks great. It's got this kind of really digital documentary style, which Michael Mann's kind of pioneered back as far back as like Heat, having that kind of like a cameraman's out there on the street amid the bullets.
Dodging.
Well, not quite, but
is the cameraman Neo?
No, there's no dodging of bullets. In fact, the bullets tend to hit, and they hit hard, and people drop, and it's got this immediate, frantic pace, and it's got this kind of it looks great, it's beautifully shot. It's got this kind of globe hopping story, and it's actually the only reason I wanted to mention it is because it got pretty much panned. I think it was it's nothing to go by, but it sat on something like a 30 or something % on Rotten Tomatoes. So it got
34%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got pretty much panned across the board, and for a Michael Mann film, it's definitely nothing up there with the higher echelons of his work. But it's a good, fun, contemporary cyber thriller.
Easy watch. Is it an easy watch?
It's it's an engaging watch, and it kind of it kind of gives way to its premise in that in the last kind of half hour, it's not really about hacking anymore. It's more about Chris Hemsworth in gunfights and fighting people with knives, and that's all really well done. And the set pieces, there's a central set piece and one towards the end, are really well mounted, and they're really engaging and they're fun. And Chris Hemsworth is big, buff, and very likable and very watchable. So I would say if you want a kind of fun, I got it for £1.
Oh.
Yeah, I got it for £1. So it's, you'll be able to find it around. It's a good film. It's a fun watch. I'd say it's worth it.
It sounds like, isn't there a Ben Affleck film where he's an accountant?
The Accountant.
Is that what it's...
One where he's the accountant called The Accountant.
It sounds like exactly that kind of thing's gonna happen.
I
But I
haven't
think he's
seen.
a bit he's a bit more trained. It's a bit hidden to what you see on the trailer.
He's the super autistic man, isn't he? That's the whole thing of the accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah, autism has a superpower. Some people are saying, no, it's true. Some people are saying it was disableist, in that they were like, oh, just because he's got autism makes him like superhuman and weird and different. And it's like, oh god, they're just trying to make an action film. Let them do whatever they want. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, it was alright. Black Cat, worth a look if you fancy it, or if you fancy Chris Hemsworth, because who doesn't?
I heard someone on the street say they don't once. That's it. That's the story.
And they're not on the streets anymore, are they?
They're dead. There's a woman, and she jumped out of a plane.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, dearie me, guys. I think that's it. Have you got anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
That's it.
Good. Unless you want me to talk about all the Nine Inch Nails CD I bought over the last week.
Nah, man. What do you play 9 Inch Nail CDs in?
I've got a nice CD player hi-fi system
like
that I've set up behind my laptop. Yeah, I'm very.
Stop snorting.
Sorry, I'm a little bit snivelly today.
Are you taking anything for it?
No, maybe it's a bit of allergy or something like that, a bit of hay fever, even though it doesn't make sense, but whatever. Yeah, no, I've been buying loads of CDs. I really like the act of putting a CD on, listening to it start to finish while I work, as opposed to just listening to playlists or random bits and bobs of songs I like.
I just do that with TV shows. I tried watching, there's a show called, it's on Netflix, it's about the dead coming back. They just suddenly they wake up and dig themselves out of their own grave. And they don't know what's going on. It's all people. Someone died 2 years ago. Someone died 400 years ago. It's like
What's that?
I have no idea. And it's set in Australia, I assume, or New Zealand. The same accent, really, isn't it?
No.
It's totally the same.
And New Zealand's a bit more like, oh, yes. And Australia's a bit more like, yes.
That sounds great, yeah. Same place. And I'm just loading it up now. I'm having a look. I'm having a little tinkle on the thing. It is quite interesting. The main guy who's plays a cop, and his wife is one of these people that have come back.
Yeah.
And it's called Glitch.
Got a rubbish name.
It's called
rubbish title.
Yeah.
They ruined that for me. I'm not gonna watch it now.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it. I got bored. Don't do that, guys. I also tried to watch this other Netflix original thing called 3%. I saw a trailer and I thought it was quite good. I get the idea. It's about there's say a plague going on, okay, and the population's at risk, and they've got enough room on this island for 3% of the population, but they have to prove themselves by doing different tasks and stuff. So I started watching it, and straight away you get the option of either listening to it in Portuguese or in English. Okay, so I naturally select English because I don't speak Portuguese. And it's English dubbed, and it's weird, and the acting's not very good, and I turned it off after 5 minutes. So I wouldn't watch that either.
Yeah.
Another one that Netflix have got going on is called The Expanse. And it's about space. It's like a space sci-fi.
Oh, what do you think about this Mars one coming out?
Mars?
Have you heard about this National Geographic
Mars
show?
I have not, no.
Oh, it's quite a big deal. It's got Ridley Scott and someone else producing it, and it's about Mars, and it's because it's National Geographic, it's scientifically quite on point, and but the soundtrack's being done by Nick Cave and Warren Ellis, who I'm big fans of. So yeah, that's something to look into further. The Mars Show.
The Mars Show.
I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, anyway.
I'm getting nothing with the Mars Show. Yeah.
There you go.
That sounds good. I'm quite happy with that bit of information on the Mars Show.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think I'm done. I'm happy.
I'm done. Let's round it up.
Let's just remind everyone that next week we have our year review on the music, the games, the films, the TVs, the worlds.
The world year in review. Best and worst things that have happened this year. Highs and lows.
With our special guest.
Yeah.
The Kieran Webber,
editor-in-chief of Clunk magazine.
Boom, boom, boom. That's the Clunk. That's it. So
there you go.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Bye.